All right, let's talk about who won the Harden trade, Brooklyn or the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, next subscribe button, the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications you go live, or um drop a video, right? So apparently, we all know that James Harden is going to the 76ers. The general manager of the 76ers who pulling the strings is Daryl Morey, and that you know, they were hype about. We talk about some other things about Harden opting in as well too, and his new number would be so so I mean, obviously the trade, was Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond to the 76ers for Paul Millsap and James Harden, I think it was. Millsap said he wanted out of Brooklyn, didn't like his role. I don't know what he got left, but if he got a little bit of something left, he a good guy. Play next to Joel Embiid for spurts. They also could do Paul Millsap and Embiid. Tobias Harris can play some 3-2. So yeah, Paul Millsap I believe was doing that trade that was later revealed this morning. So and they got 2 first-round picks. Philadelphia, and people say, well, Philadelphia gave him too much. The thing about it is Brooklyn held all the cards because in the offseason they need Brooklyn to sign a trade. They sign a trade to make the match to make the salaries match up because they would have to clear 40 or $50 million for James Harden to come there. Because James would opt out, right? James would opt out of the fight and I mean opt out of the deal. He would want his last big contract. They said this could be he would want his $50 million. So then you have to clear $50 million of cap space. That's moving Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris just for cap space. You gotta move whoever just to create 50 million. And I believe that was going to be damn near impossible to have another team take that for 2 teams to take the contracts, or one team to take the contracts of Tobias Harris or or Ben Simmons. So you got to remember, without Brooklyn being willing to sign and trade, even though people say that's a loss for Brooklyn, could be, but they clear some salary cap space to make some things happen. So people got to remember that too. Brooklyn get that salary cap space, whatever it is, 30, $40 million, whatever it is. So Philadelphia, they keep driving down. Ben Simmons' price. So like I said, they had to create the room. I think they both got what they want. Only time will tell exactly who won the pick, exactly who the first round picks turn out to be, exactly how successful Philadelphia turned out to be. Now, the dynamic of Harden and Embiid, you're gonna see a lot of pick and pop, a lot of pick and roll. You got to see Harden give up the ball and move out the ball. Um, that's going to be interesting because Joel, he talked about accommodating. They talked about accommodating. They talked about accommodating Ben Simmons. He's going to have to accommodate. Uh, they're going to have to accommodate him, James Harden, and this is going to be difficult. And then also, you don't upgrade in playoff performance. Probably upgrade slightly from Ben Simmons because James Harden never healthy in the playoffs neither, or never in condition in the playoffs. He's healthy most years other than last year. It's an anomaly. But most years, he not in great condition. He don't really have the will to win. So, like I said before, and Joel Embiid was never really conditioned and healthy during playoff time to make long playoff runs either. So, I mean, it's an interesting dynamic. And I really don't see them meshing, bro. Joel is a good playoff performer, but then again, he always getting tired. James Harden getting tired. You gave up a lot of shooting. You know what I'm saying? I know, I think Seth Curry and And James Harden would have worked better than James and to Tyrese Maxey, because Maxey need the ball in his hand, Shake need the ball in his hand. Seth Curry would allow them to catch and shoot. You know what I'm saying? And giving up the 2 first-round picks, which you think they'd be lower first-round picks, Brooklyn really run this trade on the surface. Now, if they go to the playoffs or the next few years and they prevent Brooklyn from winning the championship, or they win the championship, however it go, that'd be interesting. But like I said, people do this every year. Joel Embiid, he was balling. He was balling in the playoffs, bro. And he get tired, he get injured. You know what I'm saying? Or he ball in the regular season and he get tired, or he fall off all of a sudden. And people tend to forget this. Every season he got MVP candidate in the first half, and maybe he come in better condition this year. Maybe he can sustain it. You know, but there is going to be an adjustment. There is going to be an adjustment with them playing together. Because Joel like the ball at the top of the key. Um Joel is a guy like to isolate like a guard and take people off the dribble like a guard. People forget that. Joel like to take people, he like to isolate, and Harden like to isolate. So Joel might have to do more posting up, mid post, clear it out, let him work out, elbow. You know what I'm saying? He might have to do more of that type of stuff. So that's something that people really ain't that's something that really people ain't talking about. The spacing, it'd be okay with 2 players, but I think that the dynamic of how they gonna figure out how Embiid continues to his success this year. That's gonna be interesting. How he continues to be successful. Now, that's the $1 million question. How does he continue to be successful with him isolating? You know what I'm saying? Him isolating, him posting up, him shimmying, him taking people off. Now you add James Harden, who need the ball in his hand, who's refused to move without the basketball, who refuses to cut, refuses to kind of play his part. So I mean, that's going to be an interesting dynamic, honestly. How they work, how their personalities work. Joel seems like he's the guy this year that's done the things conditioning wise that he need to do to carry the team and came in better shape so far this year. Um, and Harden is the guy that don't put emphasis on winning. Harden is the guy that's been bounced from seriousness and been seen at the liquor store, who been seen going to the strip club. He doesn't really have the will to win. We see that with Westbrook. Westbrook is okay with just making a lot of money and being a celebrity. So it's a lot of chemistry things on that side that need to happen. Now in Brooklyn, I think naturally some of these things will fall in place as long as Steve Kerr don't mess it up. And there's an adjustment to be made in Brooklyn too. But I think the adjustment is more of on Ben Simmons' side of things. One thing that helped is you brought Seth Curry to space the floor. It might be too for Philadelphia. They might have to move Maxey to the bench until him and Harden figure it out. Because they both the same. You need the ball on the board. They both scores. They're not pure shooters. They both scores. They both need the ball in their hands to be successful. Rhythm guys. But with Ben Simmons, people say, well, what it would be the adjustment with Ben. Offensively is the adjustment. Defensively, you put him on the best guy, perimeter guy, post guy. He can do a lot of things. Put him on the best guy and let him lock it down. Offensively, you got Kyrie, Kyrie, Durant, Seth Curry. I think Joe Smith may be coming back. So you really asking Ben Simmons, what do? We can't leave him on the perimeter. So we asked Ben Simmons to be the picker. If he's not the ball handler, we asked him to cut to the rim. We asked him to crash the boards. We asked him to post up a little bit. We asked him to run the baseline, to cut. So that might be the adjustment. Having him play kind of five, kind of more of a 5 role when he don't have the ball in his hand. Rebound, crash the board, run this baseline, cut. When Kyrie and Kevin Durant getting attention, flash in the middle, flash in the high post, and get him in his comfort zone. That's in the block. Anything in the color, that's his comfort zone. So he gonna get looks that he didn't get in Philadelphia, just running the baseline, playing that junkyard type of role. Shout out to Junkyard Dog play for the Pistons. Wrong. Running that baseline. That's what you want to do. If he not creating at the middle of the floor and taking people to the rim, if KD Kyrie got that ball in his hands, have him run the baseline, have him flash to the elbows. Have him post up, flash block to block. His job is really to crash the boards. Get any garbage, put it back up, run the baseline, get easy layups. And his confidence was taken in the playoffs last year, so that's something to talk about. Him missing that wide open layup. I think with KD and those guys, it won't be as much pressure. The spacing is going to be good with Seth, Joe, KD, Kyrie, Cam Thomas, and company. That he just run the baseline. When he don't have the ball in his hand. So, I mean, easier said than done. But I think the chemistry adjustment and the mental chemistry adjustment is more on 76ers. But pressure to win right now is on Brooklyn. It's always been, always will be. And I think they won this trade as of right now. But maybe if Joe Will and James Harden do work, could be something deadly. But Tobias Harris and Maxi and some of the other guys they got to get some more shooting. They got to get some more shooting. So that's something to so you know, so I mean that's just something that, kind of got to look at, man, and see pretty much what's going on. But apparently he James Harden actually opted into the player option. So um I don't know when he'd be eligible to work, get an extension, but he's going to opt into his player option in Brooklyn. That hadn't happened, and it wasn't probably going to happen at all, unless the signing trade was involved. So right here, James Harden will wear number one for the Philadelphia 76ers, for those who was wondering. So, you know, so James Harden is going to wear number one. Shout out to him. My bad. But apparently he's opted in with the 76ers player option. Let's see if we can pull that up. So here we go right here. Um, so it says that Sixers star James Harden will opt in his contract 2022-2023. It says Philadelphia acquired James Harden from Brooklyn Nets. The question becomes how long Harden will be in Philadelphia. He had the option to become unrestricted free agent in 2022 offseason, but quickly put those to bed. Right here with Shams, he says a part of the deal with the new 76er star, James Harden is opting into his $47.3 million player option on his contract for next season, sources told The Athletic. So he's opting in. So he's opting into his contract, and as a part of the deal, they'll at least have him through next season, and they'll figure out if it works. If it don't work, we could flip him if we're gonna extend him. But his relationship with Daryl Morey, I think he will be extended. So there you go, right there. But right now on paper, which games ain't one on paper and trades ain't one on paper. Right now, Brooklyn seemed to had got the better deal, but also to be said too, Ben Simmons, what type of condition is Ben Simmons in, and how long he gonna take to get in the condition, the playing condition. So that's something that can curve the scale too. So Ben is free. Allegedly, Ben has already talked to Kevin Durant and Sean Marks. So it says that I was reading somewhere we talked to Sean Marks and Kevin Durant already. So They got a glue guy. They got a glue guy. So I can't really find it, but I mean, we'll see, man. But other than that, man, appreciate the love, support. Check out the NBA Talk playlist for more videos like this. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe button, the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance of notification. We go live, drop a video. Check me out on Spotify and Anchor at Goodfella TV Podcast. Want to financially donate? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. If you have business question, inquiry, response. Video question right here says the Nets will get Sixers 2022 first round pick unprotected with the right to defer until 2023 and 2027. First round pick protected 1 through 8. Source said ESPN 2027 pick will roll over 2028. Protected 1 and 8. Again, the pick turns to a second round and $2 million 2009. So a little bit more tidbit there. Appreciate the love and support.